let's start with the interview. Well, I'm a big fan of the band, and this new album, Modern Primitive, is something that we were waiting a lot. What was the inspiration behind this album?
Well, this is the longest album we ever created because it took us 5 years from the previous album to reach to this position of the release of the album. But of course, not all this time was used for creation, as we had the situation with the COVID that interrupted the creation of the album. So this album had the difficult spot to be in a place in mankind's history that crazy things are happening, and that affected the creation of the album, the lyrics and the music. Also, this album is our first with Nuclear Blast, and it has a special value for us, as it is an album that introduces us to a much larger audience. Now, considering the composition of the album, we have also the first participation from Saikon, the guitarist that was on the live shows of Septic Flesh, and now became a full-time member. And so we had a lot of new elements to digest. In addition, Cream, our drummer, it was his second album with Septic Flesh. Now, as you know, he found his steps with the first one. Now he was more relieved and more free, and tried some new ideas that he had rhythmically. And so all these elements affected the specific album.
Nice. Well, we could see the evolution of the band across the releases. What do you think is the main difference of this album compared to the previous one?
Yeah. This album is sounding more natural because we focused more on using less distorted instruments, some ethnic instruments, and also a lot of vocals. It has more vocals than the previous, clean vocals and choir vocals. We wanted to make it more human, you can say, this album. And in addition, I think it's more cinematic than the previous album. It has its own atmosphere, and from this level and after, because we are a veteran band, we are not on our second album, it's our 11th. So we have a lot of elements that were developed through the years, and we build upon them. But so you have something that is really solid, and you have something that when someone listens to the song understands that it is Septic Flesh from first second of the song. But what changes is that we are more matured now, and we can create songs that we can do whatever we want in the songs, breaking the rules of linear compositions. And so this is a theatrical, you can say, approach on the songs. And with modern primitives, it's more obvious than in the past.
Nice. What your favorite song of this album, and why?
The song that is on the next album. Because it's not recorded yet.
Okay. But in Modern Primitive,
just to explain, when we create an album, we put a lot of our soul and emotions and everything. And when it's finished, it's impossible to pick something. It's impossible because it's really connected to us. It's our emotions, you can say. So all the songs, in order to be on the album, passed through fire and iron. I can say that we created the double songs, and from what you are listening, and so a lot of songs were cut out from the album. So this is the best of the best from our creations, and we see the album as a whole, not as a specific song. And also, when we create the album, we say that okay, this is what we done. Now let's move to the next chapter, because if we say that this is the best, then we stop evolving. So, in my opinion, I see it as a whole album. I don't want to discriminate songs. I understand that our fans have their specific favorites, and that's okay with me.
Nice. Well, after all these years composing, traveling around the world and gathering fans, if you look back, you ever imagine that you will get to where you are right now?
No. No, because when we started, Greece was at a very primitive stage, considering metal music. We had nothing at our disposal. We had to build from scratch everything. Also, we had a lot of people against us because they thought that we were crazy and doing stuff from Greece that is not compatible with Greece. And we had to fight prejudice because people then, when we were setting our demo tapes, they were treating us like, oh, Greece, bouzouki, zorbas, vacations, death metal, what? It was not something that people expected from Greece. In addition to that, we were always against specific forms. We were never completely death metal, never completely black metal, never completely symphonic. We had a lot of different elements in our music, and this was not something easy for someone to grasp. It was not an approach that it will be better if we would choose only one camp. So always we fight in our career, but it's a good fight because it's a fight that we believe in, and we trust our instincts, and we don't want to sound like anybody else. We want to have our own sound, and whoever likes it. And so it seemed many times that the journey will end at some point. And actually, there was a point in our career that we dropped the band and focused on other projects. So it was a really resurrection from the grave with communion. We didn't suspect that communion would start the second and even more successful page for the band, and then with each album, everybody said, this is your best album. But then another album dropped, and everybody changed. Oh no, if this is your best, you will never beat it. And this continued. So it's a crazy ride, nobody expected. And especially now with Modern Primitives, from the start of the album, we see crazy reactions around the world. It's a really something that we feel really proud to be here and be alive and kicking.
Nice, the best new album again. Well, the world is coming back to normal little by little, despite the pandemic is still present. During the quarantine, as a band, did you saw the possibility of working in a deeper level the song compositions?
Yes. At first, we were pissed off because it interrupted the recordings, and we started a really dynamic, making a lot of the guitar recordings. And I went to the studio, and for 3 weeks I were recording guitars. I recorded a lot of stuff, and we said, okay, let's pause and see the other recordings for the orchestra and stuff like that. And the situation went out of control. We had lockdowns, we had restrictions, we had everything, and we were really angry because just when we were ready to take off, we had to postpone everything. And then there was a chain reaction, because when you start postponing things, all the plan goes to hell. And so the first period of quarantine was not good. It was really frustrating, and we didn't know what to expect, because there was no a solid horizon when this situation is going to end. Actually, we also did a trailer to tease the fans that the next year will be out the album, and the album never came out that year. It was crazy, it was a situation that we were not happy at all. But from one point after, we decided that no matter what, we will prevail, and we will use the time to make something instead of just waiting and just being, negative. We will use it to clear our minds, to see more objectively the songs, and maybe improve them. And that was the case, mostly in the various elements of the songs, the little details here and there, because the details sometimes are very important factors to rise, to make a song even more better. And also we had the chance to see the whole album, the whole construction of the songs from a more objective perspective, and making bridges between the songs, bridges with the lyrics, bridges with elements. And so when we completed the recordings and everything came into place, then it was really solid. And now, as I can hear the album, it has this flow that it is really one of the best flows that we ever managed to create for an album, from song to song.
Perfect. Well, the last time you come to Chile was in 2017 with Flesh God Apocalypse. How do you remember the Chilean fans?
Crazy.
Okay.
We wanted to return, as you can imagine, because it has passed such a long time since the previous time. The fans there are really crazy and really supportive, and it is really important for us to have this connection with the fans. And I think that now it's the time with Modern Primitive. It's a matter of finding the right spot and the right combination with other bands to return.
Genial. Honestly, there are a lot of fans who wants to see you perform live again. There's any chance that you come back to Latin America, especially Chile, this year or the next one?
Right now, we're discussing plans for the whole tour.
Okay.
Already the European tour, that was more easy to fix, is now at hand with Hypocrisy, and so it will be a really good start for the band. and a really extensive tour, I might say. But of course, after Europe, the plans are to pass the ocean and come to the other side. And it's a matter of logistics and matter of finding as I told you, the right combination with other bands. But we have a lot of things to consider. Let's hope that it will be this year.
Please. And finally, what would you say to the Chilean fans of Septic Flesh?
Thank you for your support all those years. I hope that you liked our new album, Modern Primitive. And I promise that we will return.
Okay. Well, I thank you very much for the interview and your time. Septic Flesh is a band that marked different moments of my life. So thank you very much for everything you do. And well, this is the final part. You can send a greeting to Rock Legacy website, please.
Okay. Hi, here is Sotiris Vayenas from Septic Flesh, and I send my greetings to all the listeners of Rock Legacy.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Well, take care and thank you for the interview. And really nice to meet you.
Okay, nice to meet you, my friend.
Bye.
Cheers.